because my eldest is home from school and I hear her getting into something. So I'm imagining that I'm going to hear a mess. I just finished up teaching in the training pit as well. So if you guys want to learn more about the dark pools, even to check out dark pool prints, you are able to check them out at the free trading room at thedarkpools.com. So I'm just going to say, come and join me live on YouTube, posting this up on Twitter. So everybody that does not receive the notifications will receive it via the Twitter notification. Let's talk. The SPY, Apple, Tesla, Amazon, gold, nugget, silver, Mara, and more. And I have a feeling I might have somebody popping in just a second. It sounds like there's somebody outside. So let's get into it. Let me pull up the chat so that we have, I hear music in the background. Sounds like somebody might be dropping off a package. It is that time of year, right? All right, let's go to the videos up here. Check this out quick. All right. Just got a funny message. I don't know if Kyle is here. If you're here, Kyle, I just got your message. Made me laugh. And of course, guess what? My battery died on my mouse. Means that you use it too often, right? There we go. All right. Everything is good. I see you guys live. Hello, Michael. Hello, Mark. Hello, Henok. Hello, Dave. Hello, Elena. Yeah, I love this, right? It's a green screen. In fact, my hair goes in and out. Playing around with it makes me extra skinny at some points, right? It's funny. All right, let's bring up the charts. Let's get back to the stocks. The good stuff, why we're here, right? And all things gold and silvery. Actually, it's really messing with my face. It's really funny. All right. So let's look at the SPY. So we've had a crazy upward day. Earlier pre-market, I like to do this to see what's going on with the pre-market price action. Where is that support and resistance and what are they doing with it? Right, here's our resistance, and then there was a little support level. Hey, boom, we set it up. Now, if you guys, I'm transitioning over my website. Yeah, Kyle, we will definitely put on Baidu. I watched that today too, and also we'll look at Twitter as well, right? BT, and let's check out Twitter as well. And we already have Roku on there, so that's not an issue. So let's look at the daily chart as well. And PLTR, yeah, sure, Jacob. All right, so I can't be too long today because my eldest is home, as I mentioned. So we have our daily chart over here. It's gapped up. Are they going to fill that gap? Usually about 80% of the time, they do try to fill gaps. Very rarely is the SPY a gap and go type scenario. It usually will try to fill the gap. Here's a gap that we do have unfilled on the SPY. Another one right here as well that is unfilled. And we have this one, they pretty much filled it right here. So there's two gaps below us here and here that have remained unfilled on the SPY. All right, BT, cool. We'll check it out, Kyle. Very nice. And Mara again today. Mara has nice move. Well, we'll get into Bitcoin. We'll get into all that good stuff. So SPY, where are we going from here? Well, we're a little extended. Maybe we're going to see a contraction back at down to 369. Now we do have most of the announcements are done. We had natural gas at 10:30. So most of those are done right now. But we might see it pull back down, roughly down here, 370.50. It is in that downward motion right at the moment. I'm not sure why it didn't pull up over there. Let's see. I was going to bring this up for you guys to show you, hey, my levels 371.72, 371.60, short below that, and then above 372.50. The new website's going to be coming up on Monday. I'm going to have a 30% off all my watch lists, all levels, monthly, monthly, 3 months, 6 months, and annual. So definitely check that out. I'm going to have that sale going on until December 25th. So little gift to you guys. I love hearing stories about people profiting. In fact, I don't know if Randy is on right now. Randy just told me he is retiring in just a year and a half. Just had the best trading year of his life this year. So congrats to you, Randy. Congrats to everybody. That's what it's all about. I love hearing success stories and helping people one-on-one too, if that's what you are interested in. You guys can always email me at jane@cjanetrade.com. All right, let's look at the Qs as well. So everything is super high. We've got this amazing euphoric feeling in the market, right? Sometimes that euphoria comes with a bit of a sell-off and correction. So we go and look at the greed and fear index. I mentioned it before, and we had 4 downward days after that. Now we're starting to reach extreme greed, right? Extreme greed this changed over from November 23rd. So we've been in that greed zone for the stocks. The breadth are advancing versus how many are declining. So right now we're in extreme greed. That happened from November 19th. Then December 14th, market momentum. Again, extreme greed. The safe haven demand, this just changed. Neutral from fear. So yeah, more to come. If you guys can see my nails, can you see them? I did gold and silver on my nails, anticipating that we were going to have gold and silver trade. So put it on my nails. All right. Put and call options are more into a risk on fear trade with the Chicago Board of Exchange. Junk bond demand, this is pretty flat because the Fed has been buying, and they will be buying. And it was in extreme greed over here, fear and greed. It looks like it's coming back a little bit, sort of equalizing itself, but the stocks are in extreme greed right now. So many times when you see that, it tends to be an pre-indicator of a reversal to come of roughly a 9% drawdown on the S&P 500 over the next 5 weeks. So that means we could be seeing roughly 337, 340 area in the new year. Just to give you that heads up. Just be prepared, be nimble, get ready to potentially take money out. All right, so are we going to close the gap? They came down, they tested the high of yesterday, and then it bounced. We might see that it will pull back down to 307, 308 right here. Our close was roughly down over here at 308.98. And IWM, DIA, they're all up. The VIX has finally just broken below 17. Hello, Hamish. Yeah, we'll look at gold and silver, Mark, and we'll also look at it on the monthly charts as well for the futures. Really cool stuff there. So here we came up, we tested this volume weighted average price from back here, and I love the volume weighted average price from Brian Shannon. So now that would be our next resistance, really up here at 1750. All right, so let's move into the list for today. Again, here it is. Oh, this is Mara. It had 6.5 million short. It was 55% short float. This one definitely has potential to go higher, in my personal opinion. 45.5. I am in this myself as a long. Got in this morning at 970. It did draw down against me. However, I added to my long position from yesterday. So I did add to a winner. Just to remind you guys, not good to add to a loser, but you can add to a winner. Just pulls up your cost basis there. Ride as well. Sideways, had a little bit of a drawdown. Roku, let's pull these over here. So how did Roku do today? So far, 338, had a short below that. SNE, Sony rocking it, and it's sideways at the moment. BHP, let's see, BHP really in the middle right at the moment. Pfizer had a bounce a little bit, but it has not taken out that 38 price range. AT&T had a nice short today below 30.20. Unilever, testing that upward level. CVAC it's testing the upward bound right now. Could really surge higher from there, in my opinion. I would definitely had that one on watch today for a gap fill to the upside. GSX 59.14, so that had a nice long trade. So let's look at the charts and check them all out. All right, so Mara 5-minute over here on the left, and the daily over here. So for the 5-minute, this is what I saw pre-market. It was really testing one way or the other, came back. We tested the moving averages. Let's put this onto a 15-minute chart, expand it just a little bit for you guys. So came back, and I'm going to turn on my 50 simple moving average. I know, Kyle, that is your new favorite moving average, right? Which one did we hit? Yep, the 50 simple moving average on the 15-minute chart. That's why I had to put it on for you, because I was watching this and I thought, hey, we've got this nice reversal candlestick pattern, and it's the 50 simple moving average. We're testing just below this resistance. So is this going to come back up and break above 1060? It's riding those moving averages up. Hey, you know what? If it comes back down, if it breaks below 1020 and it can break this resistance and it does not prove support, maybe I'll take off part of my position that I added this morning at 970. Still locking 50 cents a share. Riot over here had a nice little run to the upside today. How come the chart did not show? I have 1240. I don't know why it didn't show up over here, guys. But it has not moved up above. So 1240, and today's kind of been a wacky Wednesday on a Thursday. 1140. So a little bit of a short today. Below 1140, came down, tested it, and look at how it tested it from the bottom. There's that potential entry right here. If you missed this one, come back, okay, and then a little trade down to the downside there. Roku, let's see, the levels moved up for me. I don't know what happened over here. All right, they're not on there. However, you guys saw, let's pull this up on the right. Whoops. Let's pull this up over here. So Roku down below 344. Nice short trade right there, 344. Sony, $96.50, pretending to fill that gap to the downside, but they couldn't break it down. So lower, we had higher volume come in here. Potential for an entry. This could be that gap fake out where they take it down and then they just scream it higher from here. So lower risk, getting in down here, risk down below 96.50. This has crossed over, so potential short trade there. However, the volume came in at the bottom, so it could really surge higher. Yes, it is, Kyle. That 50 SMA is strong. All right, let's look at BHP. Pull this back up over here. So BHP, why? It's one of those days today. Thankfully, not in my trading. Just everything else has just sort of been like up in the air. And that's not the one that I wanted. I was pulling up the Australian exchange. That's not it. All right, here we go. BHP. So 66.20 to the downside right here. Did we have the short trade? No. Just 9 cents really. 15 cents, not that much, and then up above 66.80 over here. All right, let's scroll this down. Pfizer to me, full disclaimer, I bought some this morning, testing this trend line, right? We're coming back to a prior trend line, getting into this. It's had a nice 13% drawdown. This is the day where they announced that the vaccine was going to be in use. This is the Friday, this is a Thursday in which it was going to be in use, Friday, and then Monday, right? No, this is Friday. So they had the vote on Wednesday night. Thursday it came out as it was approved, and we had this big drawdown. So we're seeing that this is hitting an upward trend on the daily chart. I got into it for that reason. The volume and the RSI is looking almost oversold, we still have the directional movement indicator that it is still in the upward motion. However, they've come together. So lower risk entry, right? I would like to see this surge up and run back up, potentially test $40 again, if not higher. $40. I got to say that for someone, and then they're going to come back and watch this, and then it's going to be really funny. AT&T. And if you guys like my live stream, please hit that like and put the comments in, because the more that you guys like, the more that you guys comment and let me know that you like it, the more YouTube will advertise it to help other people. And that's the goal of this, right? It's not costing you guys anything to learn and make money, right? Okay, so AT&T, did we drop below 30.20 today? You bet, right? Was there a nice short trade below 30.20 on AT&T? Very nice one. It crashed right first thing in the morning, then big volume came into it, actually broke down prior to pre-market, and then it came down. We hit 29.80 area roughly, a bounce back up, and then down. Now remember, I know it's a hard thing in the beginning when you might first be trading, but it's never usually just straight down. You're always going to find that point at which the buyers step in and start to take over, and it bounces up, right? So this is a bear flag. The reverse would be a bull flag. So we have the bear flag. Once this gets taken out, hey, your stop is up here, all right? And that's when you're going to be riding it to the downside. So initial move, pause, a little bit of buying power takes over, the initial shorts get out, it bounces, and then, hey, when it fails again, that's when you get in. All right, Unilever. I don't know why my levels did not show up. 58.80, did we break below it? 59.20. Did not really provide a trade either direction today. That's okay. There were other opportunities, right? We can't hit all of them every single day. 10 is a lot. Actually, there's 12 because we've got the indexes too. So keeping all that on watch. CVAC, look, it's coming up. It's sort of basing a little bit of a W pattern, maybe stretching that. But we have a big gap to fill back to the upside, and it was hitting a support area from the past. So that's why I like this one. And CVAC, I want to say, has to do with the vaccines, CureVac, in that they are either in production or they are in transportation for the vaccines. GSX. So GSX had a nice trade to the downside. Oh, look at that. Down below. Did not break below $58 though. So we're sort of sideways, 58 and 59. All right. What's my opinion on Tesla and SPY on Monday? Well, we did cover the SPY already. I think there might be potentially a drawdown. As far as Tesla going into Monday, let's look at it right here. I am long Tesla right now, and I'm long for a couple different reasons. I bought it when it broke back out over here. I was short until it broke this downward trend, then got back in long. My target, remember, see, November 17th, I gave a 684 target to the downside. Well, now I'm long with a 600 stop. That's my entry, stop entry. And I would like to see this head on up to 740 or greater, right up here. We're in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth wave of Elliott wave theory. Also, in the fact that it's being uplisted, or not uplisted, but added to the S&P 500, there's going to be some really big managers with big money that are going to be adding it to their portfolios. Anyone that trades the SPY portfolio, they're going to be buying shares. Oh, here we go. Kodak is on the move too. Kodak with the drug production. So a lot of those drug stocks, let's get back to Tesla and then we'll talk about the drug stocks. Tesla is seeing that all this big money has to acquire it to put it into their portfolios. We're coming to that 650 level, likely test today. I believe that this is likely going to have a very nice potential for a swing trade to the upside for the night, as long as we end up high on the day. You know, we could break out above 650 and end up higher from there. The resistance right here for the past 2 weeks is right at 654.32. So hey, maybe it close above 655. We will be rocking it to the upside. All right, and the drug stocks. So let's check out Kodak. I do have a position on Kodak as well. Ooh, nice day. I like seeing that because of this. I saw this on the daily and I thought, well, hey, this is one that is in the drug production, and all of the drug stocks, Pfizer, Moderna, all of them were just pulling back. All this news, hey, that it's coming out, they all pulled back. Then Kodak is now into the production of vaccines for that, so that potential for it to really potentially move to the upside. 61% retracement as well. It's bouncing off the moving averages. I like it in the longer term for Kodak as a holding. All right, let's look at first one that we were looking at for today to the downside. I didn't delete. Okay. So let's look at Baidu. Checking this out, Baidu had crazy options yesterday, and it had a bearish candle, had a bit of a bounce. So there was a nice entry up here for potential short today, right? Because it came up, shorts got squeezed, and then they started to sell it off. This is likely the dead cat bounce that's potentially happening right here. Would look for a drop down below 186. Volume is dropping. That's another indicator that this is going to potentially be dropping to the downside. All right, so Kyle, you're saying BTBT is another Bitcoin trade. Here's the thing. When we look at BTBT, this is looking like a head and shoulders almost to me. And if we look at GBTC, this one definitely has, oh, I love the fact that I only took off 50% yesterday. This has a very different looking chart to it. How about Mara, right? Mara has much a similar chart to GBTC and that it's gapped up again. How about Riot? So looking at BTBT, it might be a potential, but it doesn't have that same chart that's really mimicking Bitcoin. Also, let's check out Overstock, because Overstock might be gapping up. Yeah, Overstock is mapping that out too. Hi, Financial Freedom. Welcome. All right, so we got 23 watching right now. If you guys like it, give me that thumbs up. Share some love, please. Right? Everybody loves love, especially around the holidays. All right, let's look at Twitter, because Twitter also had similar crazy option activity. It looked fairly bearish today, gapped up a little bit. Maybe it's gapping up with the market. Big volume came in over here. I only really draw down to a 1-minute chart to see where the volume is coming in. So we had that crazy volume. It was right at open. So what was our open price? Hello, Laura. Oh, thank you. My pleasure. So opening price of 54.57. I would watch 54.57. If we close below that today, that's where the really big volume came in, and there was more volume right here, 55 and 55. All right, so we're below the two big volume spikes at 55.06 and 55. So potential for this to somewhat have some profit taking at the top. We had a big volume day yesterday. High volume at the top of a run tends to signify a reversal is coming. Almost approaching RSI of over 80. However, you guys will hear me say that many times to the upside as it's trending up, the overbought is not always the best indicator, because shorts can get squeezed, right? And it can continue being overbought for quite a long period of time. Oversold is different. There's always going to be a point at which people come in to buy into it. All right, so PLTR, we have this new upward trend line. We have a nice bullish reversal candlestick pattern here, ending up strong right now. Would love to see this take out 28.28. And then, hey, guess what? We're coming back up and we're testing up here. And then we might come back down again and test the lower bounds over here. But liking PLTR right now to the upside. SCPS, I don't know what this one is, Hennock. Scopus Biopharma. Yeah, I'm not really it looks like it was uplisted to the NASDAQ, right? Is that correct? Let's see, or not. Yeah, it looks like it was uplisted, probably lower float. I try to stay away from pharmaceuticals because one day they could be great, the next day it could come out and they could say, hey, we're doing a secondary offering. Boom, down it goes. But they spiked the price up in the meantime to entice people to buy the shares at a higher price. Don't like pharmaceuticals. But this one has a parabolic move. Anything like with gravity, what goes up must go down. So if you're in this one trading it, just be cautious. JP Morgan. All right, JP Morgan. So JP Morgan is looking a bit like the banks, the other banks, in that we have what looks like might be a distribution pattern up here at the top. Hey, we had a little sideways here, another sideways, and maybe we're going to get a shoulder over here, and then we're going to drop down. So I would be waiting to see if this breaks above 124 or breaks down below 118 for JP Morgan, Mark. And yes, let's look at gold and silver. So I did mention it. I got gold and silver on my nails because the gold and silver trade felt like it was going to happen. The holidays as well, New Year's, not that I'm going out, but I wanted to be festive on my nails. So let's look at the silver futures. Silver futures and gold futures both have these nice, ginormous cup and handles. On the weekly, can we see it? No, let's do it on the monthly. Monthly. Dun, da, da, da. All right, look, there we go. Okay, I do have really lofty goals, all the way up to 48, if not $56 for silver. I like silver. All right, we have this cup and handle, right? Cup. We did not pull down more than 50%. We're breaking the handle. So let's measure the depth. 1360 to 50. Right? That's 1560. Oh, it's 29. Excuse me, 29. So that is 1560. Let's pull up our little calculator. And we'll say from over here, 24 plus 1560, clear, 24 plus 1560, 3960. Would you guys be upset if it went to 3960? Not me. All right, I'm really excited for that trade. And also the silver trade, excuse me, gold trade. So let's look at the gold futures. Dun, 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 dun. Another little handle that is another QS. So another cup, right? We have the rim right here, 1800. It surged up a little bit, and then we have another little handle. So 1800 down to 1045. We'll call it 1050, say 750, more or less. So let's add some 750 up here, 2500. Right, 2560. Yeah, you know what, JJ? I already went over Mara earlier. Is it breaking out more to the upside? Let's look at it on the daily chart. 1019. Yeah, it's not really breaking out too much more at the moment. It's testing that 20 though. Thank you for doing the shout out, because I said, hey, if it doesn't, if the 20 does not hold as support, then I will potentially take off 50% of my ad today, which I was swinging. So I took off 80% yesterday when it started to go sideways, and then added again this morning. And so it's been in this sideways price action. If it could easily move to the upside. All right, and let's look at QS. For Tamudashi. Cool name. So Tamudashi, we've got this going right here. Let's draw a little trend line. So we have two trend lines to watch, right? We have this one, which is a steeper trend line, they tend to break more easily. You can see this is a parabolic move, came back. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4. Could be a nice potential wave 5 coming if it breaks out and we break above 80. So let's set an alert, crossing up above 80. If it breaks above 80, then it will likely see 100 very, very easily. All right, let's look at Snap. And then I'm going to have to wrap it up for today. Oh, okay, we'll look at SPLK, and that's the last one, financial freedom. Okay, so Snap on the daily, it looks like it cannot hold above 54. You see big selling wick came in over here, selling pressure. We had a nice move up, a little bit of sideways price action, broke above, then 44 held as support. Then we've had a nice run up. Maybe 54 is going to hold as support. Maybe a little bit of distribution is going to happen. We might have a bit of a drawdown, maybe back down to 48. As long as this would really hold 46, to me, this looks a potential move to the upside. Hello, Stephen. All right, so let's look at SPLK. And SPLK, they're finally filling that gap potentially. Yeah, my pleasure, everyone. It's my pleasure to help. All right, so this has that nice potential to move. Nice. Here's one thing I don't like, financial freedom, is the descending volume as it's going up. It might come back and it might come up and then pull back just a little bit and then have another move. So if this is wave 1 of Elliott wave, I would be looking potentially for a little bit of a corrective wave. And then when you start to see that corrective wave moving, then jump on board. Wave 3 and 5 tend to be the really strong waves to trade out of Elliott wave theory. And this is simply step 1. So as it comes back, hey, step 3 and 5, spot on. It might never provide that opportunity of a retracement back down for that corrective wave. However, Elliott wave theory exists because it tends to happen. All right, guys, as always, carpe profit, seize those profits one trade at a time. I will see you all tomorrow at 12:15. Have an amazing afternoon. I'm off to take care of my daughter. See you all soon. See you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye.